Now, it is expected. Low-skilled ADOS men, it is expected. And you know what they did in terms of immigration? Not only did they say, well, we're going to put you in jail, and it's expected, and if you low-skilled, 60%, if you a high school dropout, 60% of y'all going to jail, we're going to import, when you talk about immigration, we're going to import people in here are going to be competition. That's going to make your opportunity dwindle even more, because you already got a record, baby. So we put you in jail, right? And then we're going to import some low-skilled workers to compete with you. So what do you think your outcomes look like? I'm just asking. Nate, this is an old study. 2004, and they're talking about by 1999. This is an old study. Everybody knew. Stop telling me somebody did. They did. Well, I don't know. Could have been. No, they knew what the outcomes were. And the thing is, nobody cared. Like, nobody's heart was broken. Nobody's heart was broken for black men. People did not give no care. I'm sure their mamas cried in the courtroom and all kind of stuff. But I'm talking about, as a community, we did not care. This incarceration rate proves we as a country and as a community do not care about ADOS men. And so if you're going to talk to me about ADOS men being the white people or being the white, or why they going to be the Trump, talk to me about why you and why we as a community never cared about them. Listen, we don't even talk about what community means. We talk about the black community. I saw a tweet the other day. A woman said, the brick incident showed me that we don't really have a community. The brick incident showed you, and when a woman got hit in the face with the brick, and mass incarceration didn't show you that we don't have a community. You didn't show up for a whole set of men who were warehoused in cages, and you want to talk about one lady with the brick? Now, I'm sorry, y'all don't believe shit nobody with a brick. I don't want to get hit with a brick. I don't want to see nobody do it. You should not. I'm against these kinds of violent incidents. But what I am saying is that nobody's talking about what community looks like. And nobody's talking about what it means to be in community with somebody. So wait a minute, you don't show up for all. You got all these ADOS men who got in jail for weed. All this stuff wasn't rape and just running around shooting people. That's not all. People are in jail. People got locked up for non-violent stuff. People got locked up. People were innocent and got locked up. We're seeing a lot of those exonerations now. You didn't care. You didn't care about that. But you want somebody to shout to the rooftops about the brick incident. You want to talk about, even people talk about marriage and couples getting together. And women, I can't find no man. I can tell you what cell block he's on. But it's just being in community. And I said this during Dr. Kai's, when I was a doctor at St. Stephen's. Like, being in community is supposed to mean something. It means we show up for each other. It doesn't mean you show up when you want this guy or this man to show up and put his body in the way of whatever danger is coming your way, but you don't want to show up for him when society decides that he and people like him are going to be warehoused in jail. When you remember, that was
Now, you heard her say it. Now, I've said this for many years. Like I said, I've said it for many years, and every now and then I'll get angry about it. But for whatever reason, this clip and just that portion hurt. I mean, the black pill is not always as dense as it should be. And the armor that I have, as far as I have for that, is not always as dense as it should be. That hurt. Because it was so true. And to hear it come from a woman's voice, chastising women, chastising the Democrats, chastising the black community about the abandonment of black men and the transactional, because it's always transactional for us. They can be 200 pounds, they can be ugly, they can have 6 kids, and they think they deserve the best just because they're being. But for black men, we got to have all the check boxes. It's transactional. If we can't sling good sex or 6 figures, then we're trash or we're less than. And even then, because I've seen drug dealers with swag and money and all the highfalutin jewelry and stuff like that, and showing black women a good time until it came time to either get killed or go to jail. That woman say an alpha widow and keep up with the guy and cry, go to his grave and cry over him and put flowers on it. No, she didn't. She went out and get the next disposable guy. I understand. And when they say scammer and drug dealer. So when you hear young black women say scammer, drug dealer, whatnot, they're not talking about that man as a human being or as a love interest. They're talking about that man as he was a Birkin bag or a Louis Vuitton suitcase or a BMW car, right? It's there to be used. It's there for my elevation. And when it's no longer useful, I'm going to discard it and go find me another one. Don't believe me? Check out Steve Harvey's wife. Did you ever hear her talk about her ex-husbands? Or shed a tear because her ex-husbands went to jail? I think not. And we're not talking about a woman that was in poverty, a woman that had 5 kids out of wedlock and she was living in the projects. No, we're talking about wealthy guys that are kingpins with hundreds of millions of dollars at their disposal. Did she ever shed a tear? Did she ever mention them, even though she had 3 or 4 children with them? They were disposable. Dr. Anderson is very kind. When he calls us black people, he means black men, the designated underclass of the United States. He's kind. I call us the disposable class of the United States. When they massacred the Indians, they had more dignity when they massacred Indians, even though there's fewer of them. They disappeared us for little or nothing. They disappeared us because they wanted our women. They disappeared us because we made too much money. They disappeared us when we looked them in the eye. We stepped off the sidewalk. When we were loitering because we couldn't find a job. They're a disposable class. Just like Guinan was saying at the very beginning of this video, a disposable class. The 80s was just the beginning of the peak. Okay, it had already been going on. And in the 70s, when they started shipping jobs out of the country and the socialist agenda coming from FDR started failing because the dollar started to crash, they needed a new order, neoliberalism. And since they couldn't hire these people, put these people to work because you were sending those people's jobs out of the country for profit, you had to have something to do with them, right? This is the next clip. Now, you've heard this before. I've played this before. The whole piece by Gerson about Reagan and neoliberalism. Check out what he says to refresh your memory.
Very ugly racial undertone to his politics, and also this is where the campaign for mass incarceration begins, of locking up America by the 1990s and first decade of the 21st century is going to have the largest incarcerated population of any nation in the world, and it's disproportionately minority, and the heaviest component of that is African American. This starts under him, and you might ask, how can someone committed to free exchange, free movement of people, freeing the market from state regulation, undertake this vast state-building enterprise of building prisons? I probe this issue in the book. It's a complicated one, and we can get into it if you want. But it needs to be said that as Reagan is creating the infrastructure for creating a vigorous market-free economy in the United States, free from government regulation, he is also taking quite a lot of steps to lock up a lot of people who, in a way, are deemed not fit for what the market offers. And so one way of thinking about mass incarceration is simply to remove these people from the opportunity to engage in market exchange. And that's one definition of what incarceration entails, right? You're in jail and you can no longer buy and sell or work for a wage in ways in which people on the outside can. And it's a very harsh and ugly way of ensuring that a market economy will operate freely. And I ponder the paradox of what does it mean for a discourse of freedom to depend so heavily on the unfreedom of a very significant part of the population.
And another aspect of that is often they're not able to vote after coming out of prison, aren't they?
Yes, and part of the story of incarceration in America is that it never really ends. You serve your time in jail, but there are all these votes, all these laws on the book saying that those who've been convicted of a felony will never be allowed to vote again. This is not a national law. This is handled on a state-by-state basis, but many states have this law. And also, you're obligated to report your incarceration on any job you apply for. And that makes it very difficult that excludes a whole range of jobs from your future if you have bad experience in your past. And so the damage done by incarceration is not just jail time. It's the inability of those who have done jail time to rehabilitate themselves and become fully functioning members and contributors to broader society, of which the market economy is a big part.
A lot of our work is about the future of cities, and I remember.
Now, we or they cut in and could not hire these people. They could not manage these people. They didn't have jobs for these people. And they remember what happened in the 50s and 60s where there were riots. And they weren't going to allow that to happen. So what did they do? They wholesale shipped millions, hundreds of thousands, millions of black men off to god-awful places in middle America. In fact, there's, in the clip that I didn't play, small towns were competing to build warehouses for these people. And when crack came in, basically, you wanted to fund certain things. I don't have to tell you about Iran-Contra. Everybody knows about Iran-Contra. And everybody knows about what happened there with the Sandinistas down in Nicaragua and the FARC in Colombia. Everybody knows about that. How do you fund that conflict? Do it with drugs. But you can't release it in a broader area, in a broader white community. Where do you dump it? You dump it amongst the people that are disposable. And the people that deal it and consume it are also disposable. And when they're all used up, where do you send them? And that's fine. But the thing is, I expect the broader society not to care. I expect that. But when your own women don't care, when your community doesn't care, and they prove that over and over again, it's in their rhetoric. Your black boys, is 10% of your black boys are still are reading at grade level. As this society gets more complex, we give these boys less help and they're falling further and further behind. You're dooming them to a life of less than, a life of poverty. And guess what? You have black women in charge, you black girl magic, all that stuff. The women are in charge of the educational system. Guess what? It's one thing to be concerned about them in the classroom. You'll find, as long as you're doing your job, concerned about it, little Johnny sit over there, you might send a note home. The black manosphere should be flooded with female teachers, frustrated trying to get this across to their male students. Because they went to college, they know the advantage of getting a good education, they've studied education, they know that these kids won't make it. They know that these boys won't make it. They know these boys have to hit the streets. And it's not whether they can do anything or not. The thing is, they don't say anything. There should be hundreds of thousands of papers by individual females, mothers, high school teachers, middle school teachers, elementary teachers. There should be hundreds of thousands of papers just infiltrating these spaces, so that we can actually start the dialogue about some meaningful change. You don't hear it. Not because it's not happening, not because it's not important, it's because our women don't care. Even when it comes to politics, trying to change policy, they think we're trying to change policy because we're evil to them, because we're mad at them, because we hate them. Everything is about them, self-centered. Why? Because at the end of the day, guess what? They don't care. They don't care. And that's what bothered me about that rant that Yvette Carnell was going in on. And I may later on do a reaction to the whole video. It's 30 minutes. I didn't want to spend a whole hour and a half going through the video that she put up, even though it's important, and I still may do it. Not because that she's saying anything different, because she's not. Not that she's saying that about anything that we don't already know about, because this is ancient history.